Hi everyone, thank you for joining me on this week-long anniversary series. Our final video, we're going to be working a little bit here with some vellum, and I have a good sturdy heavyweight vellum here that I'm going to stamp. I actually prepped the vellum with some of the powder, EK Success powder, and I took 2 stamps to make it like a border, and we're just going to stamp down and pull it up. And then once we pull up the stamp, we're going to take our clear embossing powder and just pour that over top of our stamped image. Because with VersaFine, especially on vellum, it sits right on top and it'll smudge very easy. So as soon as I stamp it, I try to get it covered in the clear embossing powder so that way we can heat it up and won't have to worry about it smudging or moving on us. So we're just going to cover that up real quick and get the heating tool out. And I think embossing is one of the first things I learned as a crafter, and I think even today you hear Jennifer McGuire, Christina Warren, all of them talk about how they still love the effects. And it really truly is a beautiful effect for minimum work. I mean, you stamp once, put a little powder on it, and after you melt it, I mean, it just looks like, it looks professional. Okay, so I wanted to do the same thing with the sentiment, which is happy birthday. I stamped it in VersaFine, or not VersaFine, Versamark, excuse me, and then I used the Wow Opaque White in the super fine to emboss that. And what I didn't get a chance to show you on camera was I kind of I tore the vellum in a certain way to make sure that the happy birthday was, enough of it was sticking out. Okay, and then to hide or attach the vellum, I attached that striped border. I want to say it's like maybe a ½ inch. And I applied it on top of the vellum for a purpose, because like I was telling you, it's really hard to hide adhesive under the vellum. And yeah, I could have like put a little bit of glue right behind the stamp image and then laid it down flat. You could do that. You could tie it down with ribbon. There's all kinds of tricks, and there's stuff that you could supposedly buy, and you can't see it through it. I just find it easier if I can put either like a large sentiment on top of the vellum or something to where I can hide. It just works out best. And I like having the border on the left and then, you know, tearing it and making it look like the sentiment is peeking out. And to finish the card off, I decided to use some of my sequins. And these ones I actually wound up getting, like I said, from Pretty Pink Posh. I really like the different mixes that they have. So I highly suggest, you know, going to check them out for sure. They're a really great company. Alright, and so what I'm doing is I'm laying them out kind of how I want them to lay. Sometimes I wind up moving it around after I actually start gluing. But I'm doing a process of also counting them, because I do like to stick to the general rule of making sure it's odd numbers instead of even. So I like to make sure of that sometimes and keep track. Plus, I don't want to make it like 30 sequins on top of a card front, but I want it to look like, I don't know, what's the word? Intentional? I'm not sure. So once I get them laid out, I'm going to go ahead and grab my multi-medium. And we're going to go ahead and get to laying them down. And I want to say I did. I grabbed my tweezers this time, because with the vellum and, you know, everything, I just wanted to make sure I placed them down as quick as possible as far as the sequence. So with having it in the tweezers themselves, it just sometimes it, like, the flow is better, if that makes sense. So we're just going to go through here real quick, have some peeking from under the vellum, have some on top, some around the happy birthdays. And we're just gonna go here and attach all these sequins, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we're just going to attach our final sequin here. It lifted up a little bit on my finger, but then I got it to lay down, and that is our card front. It's super cute. But at the same time, I was looking at it thinking I'm missing something, because there's large areas on the bottom right and up on the upper, like the top right there. And I don't know why, but I just thought, grab your gel pen and let's do a stitch line all around the edge that we can see. So I'm just very quickly doing a stitch line. And this is something I've always seen Christina Warner do. It's something that I've always been kind of leery of doing myself, only because, you know, I don't do really straight lines. Not all my stitches are the same. So I just figured, you know what, go ahead and do it. It's something that you've always wanted to do on your cards. Why not on this one? And I think it finishes it off without me having to go completely crazy with the sequins. And then there you have a complete card. And I just went back up on the top where it was kind of faint and just filled it in. And I was thinking about maybe doing some more, like going around where the vellum was, and I thought, okay, that's overkill. So we're going to leave it like that and call it a done card, okay? So thank you guys so much for joining me this past week with our anniversary. Please make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and the share button. And I look forward to seeing you guys this week. We'll start back up with our normal schedule with doing the technique video on Tuesday, another video Wednesday, and then our Friday sketch card to start out the weekend. Thanks, and have a great one, you guys.